Last time on a tangent about dragons. Heroes? I guess? Our heroes, tasked with delivering a mysterious package, approach the port town of Shale on the tether of Marsden. After a brief reversal of roles,
he's gonna kind of like push past Hertha really hard to look out the window. Oh, holy crap, we're gonna land. Do you know how to do it, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, you can do it if you want to.
Hertha waves her hand in front of this radio, tentatively just presses one of the buttons, and you just kind of hear a thum as this unit sparks into life. You hear static sort of breaking through to begin with. Unidentified ship. Please state your ship's name and intention.
Which button do I press to respond?
the team successfully dock their ship, a battered transport vessel called the Govan.
Wren kind of puts her hand against the ship, says to Hertha, "Did you lock it?"
Do I lock it? I start looking for a key.
The team meet their first contact in Shale, a gnome who they never actually asked the name of. And then they just proceeded to sound as dodgy as possible.
He reaches into the desk drawer. It's an A4 sheet of paper that just has various terms and whatever on it. He looks to you all and goes, "And what is it we're storing?"
It's a box.
What's in the box?
We don't know.
Shortly after being charged more than 4 times the going rate for a shipping receipt.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not allowing mysterious quantities of anything unknown to be stored on my site. Are we clear?
Quantities unknown.
Did you say that out loud?
Did you say that out loud?
I think maybe she did. 110.
The party were asked to leave.
Go across the way, ask for this guy. He's a big lad. It should say which warehouse on the thing.
And so we left our heroes. 2 trying to find someone who can safely store a dodgy package that they've just left in the freight officer's office. Might I add, it's still there.
Did we carry the box out?
Everyone's just like, "Hey, leave it! Get out of here!"
And the 3rd eating a pickle on a bench.
Fairly out of the way, unobtrusive, where she has a good view of the door, but isn't necessarily that visible herself.
There is a bench there, and you perceive it to be good enough. You look around for a bit, and then you look back towards the door. Out the corner of your eye, you notice someone sit down next to you. So I hear you have a package for me. Evening, everyone. Welcome back to A Tangent About Dragons. I am Alex Bullivant, DM adjacent to the stars. Joining me today, we have Sparks. Say hi, Sparks.
Hello!
We have Mia. Say hi, Mia.
Hello.
And we have Poke.
Hello.
Did I ask you to say hi?
I was gonna do it anyway.
Just some housekeeping before we start. One, how good is the art for the recap? So, round of applause for Mir. That's fantastic. especially the time scale in which you turned this around, because I forgot we were going to be doing it. So there we go. Last session, I said that I've been playing 5th edition D&D for a longer period of time than it has existed, so I guess I'm just full of it and should stop talking. I meant D&D, but I'm a fake fan and I've only played 5th edition, so there we go. I think that's it. Yeah, that recap was amazing. I think someone said it really puts into perspective how small Wren is in comparison to her. Which, yeah, she's a gnome. She's like 4 foot on average, I think gnomes are. Something of that nature.
Yeah. And Hertha is way too big, apparently.
To be fair, originally Hertha was like normal size.
But no, here we are. It's
and then I changed it midstream.
She's just a regular person. She's slightly below average height, I think.
Yeah.
So, EJ Monkey, I just started clapping IRL. I forgot no one could hear me. Fantastic. We're all of a similar mind here. It's fine.
That's a good start. You know, really getting involved.
It's a good start. Yeah, the audience participation is appreciated, if ultimately useless from that kind of sense. So yes, just keep typing in the comments. That's fine. I think it was Mechanist earlier that said, "All right, gamers, it's gaming time," which made me laugh in the pre-stream chat. So yeah, without further ado, all right, gamers, it's gaming time.
Hell yeah!
We might need to be able to see your screen.
Yes, I will do that in a second.
Okay,
once
cool.
I've refreshed the dice roller. That's another thing. The dice roller is objectively better.
Slightly.
It will give you stats.
Very.
It will show you things that are
Never seen before.
that are fantastic. But where that's the window you guys need to be seeing. Okay, cool. Yeah. But sometimes it might go slightly wrong. So the dice roller mechanic thing that we have sometimes might be a little bit wrong. We're still hammering out some teething problems, but just trust me, it is objectively better.
I never aim for perfect. I just aim for different to last time. That's the goal here.
That's valid.
So, as we learned from the recap, Joey and Hertha have gone off to a warehouse to locate a guy whose name is on a scrap of paper that I believe Joey has, maybe Hertha. I think it's Hertha from memory.
Yep, Joey has
just
it.
pick one.
No,
one
Joey
of you has it.
Joey has it.
No, did you steal it from me?
He
Yeah,
gave
you
it to
probably
Joey.
stole. Hertha would not have stopped you, so you probably stole it.
I'm pretty sure Joey just has had it. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Either way, she does
Joey
now.
has it.
And then, of course, the cliffhanger that made people yell at me for a fortnight was of course Wren eating a pickle, and then a mysterious cloaked stranger sat down next to her and requested about the package. So we begin this week's session. Thanks,
The
Sponge.
package.
that was me spraying pickle everywhere.
Oh, fantastic! As opposed to the package joke that I thought you were making.
What a sentence.
We're just coming right out of the gate with it. Anyway, our session this week begins with Joey and Hertha pushing through the bustling sort of rush hour crowd, and heading towards the main warehouse on this storage site. You guys walk in through. It's a sort of double, triple height sliding corrugated metal door that's just open. People are carrying crates back and forth. It's an incredibly large warehouse. It's got industrial shelving, just like metal racking units, set out like corridors that reach all the way up to the incredibly high ceiling. These shelves are almost, as far as you can see, almost entirely full with various metal and wooden crates, all of which are sealed, and all of which have the sort of void if tampered tags across wherever their openings are, with just various information pertaining to what's in them on it. You guys, of course, don't have the crate because you left it in the freight officer's office.
He said to go get a guy.
So I
Yeah.
so I guess that's just his problem until you find this guy.
To be fair, Hertha tried.
She did. Yes, there is that. Yes. Okay. Cool. EJ Monkey there with a decent summary of the summary. This warehouse is filled with just like general sights and smells of like hard manual labor. You can see shafts of sun breaking in from the skylights. You can see dust swirling in it, and it smells like sweaty humans doing hard work in thick clothes. You can hear the scrapes and the slams and just yells echoing throughout the expanse. People wearing just helmets, overalls, and steel cap boots move back and forth, not really paying you guys much attention. You receive some annoyed glares as you kind of stand in the doorway, but everyone here seems far too busy to be paying any real attention to you.
That is hard to do considering Hertha's like 7 feet tall and Joey is blue.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, you are getting some kind of all right looks, but people are busy. They're at work. They're doing work.
Also, Super Jerry, Joey chipped the vase. I did not. Joey threw the coin. I did not.
You only
I did destroy the floor. I did destroy the floor. I did not throw a coin.
Just general group-based property damage, and then Wren is just there also, I guess. You guys, as you guys look around, you see a staircase leading to a sort of a mezzanine area that's kind of had some prefab walls put up. You get the impression that that's probably the main office. Looking at the slip of paper with the guy's name on, because I'm assuming you're going to do that, is the name Ethram Ranger, is the person you're looking for. That's all you have to go on. What are you going to do?
Joey's probably, let me think. Joey's going to go up to a worker and say, hey, do you know this guy? And kind of like wave the paper at him.
Yes, all big people know each other.
Well, then Hertha would know him. That don't be tall-ist.
Hertha does not know what to do. Hertha's just standing behind Joey.
Oh dear. Well, yeah.
I don't know. Okay, wait. He described him, right?
No.
He didn't.
No, yeah, he did. He just said some big dude, right? Yeah, that's all he
Yeah.
said.
Yeah,
Some
he
big
exasperatedly handed you a slip of paper with Ethram's name on it and said, go find him. He's a big bloke. He'll be able to help.
So, what if Joey were to stand in the warehouse and just yell his name?
Do you want to find out?
I would like to know.
Hertha backed off.
It is the most direct route, I guess. So, Joey stands in the warehouse and just yells, how do you do it? How do you do it? Are you assertively? Is it a question?
No, it's very assertive. What's his last name again? I'll demonstrate. for you.
Ethram Ranger.
Just gonna be like, Ethram Ranger, where are you?
Your voice echoes through the through the warehouse. I would like you to roll a performance check, please. I've been informed
20, right?
that in the tangent chat that I have named this NPC and I've changed their name. This is their name now. I will retcon without hesitation.
It's a 20, right?
Yes, it's D20.
Okay.
D20 for performance, I believe is what I asked for.
Please
7.
Please go. Oh, it's not showing up for me.
7.
Please go.
It was a 7.
Okay.
It was a 7. Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
There we go.
It's
Now
rolling
going.
now. We'll take this roll. Then just click done, I guess. Excuse us, dear viewers, while we work out the Kingston.
Okay, this time
There we
was-
go, and it works like that. So you've rolled an 11. Your voice
That's what it's
echoes
about.
out through the chasm of this nigh endless warehouse. looking down, you kind of see. Can you roll me a perception check, please? D20 with perception.
What are we gonna get? Oh, not good.
9.
9. Okay.
9.
Cool.
It is not good.
This is not good at all. You look around. You can't really see if anybody has noticed. Has noticed. You assume, given the length of time it takes for your shout to dissipate, you assume someone's heard you, but you can't see if anyone has. You can hear just people working still, I guess.
Okay.
Yes.
So nobody answered or looked up or anything?
No,
that I
not
could
at all.
see?
No, you can't see anyone coming towards you or paying you any attention whatsoever.
Hertha soon is
Perfect.
gonna walk up to Joey and just like, can I have the paper, please?
Why are you whispering?
I don't know. Give me the paper.
Alright,
Can I have it?
Hertha, are you sure? Can you handle this?
Just give me a shot.
Okay,
Please.
okay. And she hands her the paper.
This
Okay.
is dangerous.
Okay, she's just gonna hold it, like she holds it between her like pointer finger and her thumb.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna do something with this now, and I'm gonna look around for someone who's maybe like, kind of like someone who's not just like a regular worker. Maybe he has like a tiny bit more of like a I know where like what this shit is.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna roll a perception.
Yep. Yeah. Please do. So you're looking for kind of a more of a management figure.
Yeah, like not just like the highest management, but someone who could tell me where someone is.
Middle management. Yeah.
Yeah, just
Okay.
someone.
Okay. Cool. So
I like in the chat, they're on an exploded planet held together by magic, and the best way to have to locate someone is to scream.
we have several options available to us. A lot
Okay,
of
so
them. Just
I rolled a 19
you did roll a 19. So
plus 4, so that's a 23.
a 23. So oh, excuse me. So Joey is looking around, being like, "Someone must have heard right." You sort of walk down the main corridor a little bit, and sort of look around, look down the just all the corridors, like you know when you've lost you're in a supermarket and you've lost your parents, and one of you's on one side of the
fuck yeah, I've
shop
done
and one
that
of you's
too
on the
many
other side of the
times.
shop. You're just moving down, looking down all the aisles. That's what you're doing. Eventually,
Yeah.
You spot someone who is wearing like just the thick overalls, the steel toe boots, the helmet and stuff like that. But they're holding a clipboard. They don't seem to be quite as bulky as some of the other workers, and they're just sort of moving around, reading these void if tampered labels and just marking things off on their clipboard.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk up to him.
Mm-hmm.
Not very confidently. And just be like, excuse me. Hello?
This
Is Hertha like crapping her pants?
Almost.
Okay. This halfling woman looks up at you, and she just goes,
But she's a fucking halfling?
"Yeah, man."
Wait, shit.
Oh, Mir, you used our one swear.
You can't swear for the rest of the stream now. Yeah. So you look down at this halfling. She looks up at you. She goes, "Sorry. What was that? How can I help?"
Yeah, Hertha just kind of shrinks a bit. Just kind of, I need to find someone. What was the guy's name?
Okay.
Ephraim.
Do you have a name?
Ethram? Ethram, right?
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, you're looking for Ephraim. Okay. So he's our site manager. What you want to do? You want to go up there, and she points down the corridor, with a very sort of like caring sort of like, you know, look in her eyes. She's like, you want to go down there, and you want to up on that mezzanine area up there. That's Ephraim's office. If you're looking for him, he'll be up there.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so
No,
much.
no,
Okay.
no
And then
worries.
she kind of just slinks away.
No worries. This halfling sort of returns to just sort of she like side eyes you concernedly a little bit, and then goes back to just ticking things off on her clipboard.
Okay, and then I'm just gonna look back, and then I'm just gonna realize I forgot where Joey is.
It is 2 straight lines.
Okay, I'm gonna look down the line and just be like, "Can I see Joey?"
So from where you're standing, you can't. You kind of went down. So where you and Joey were standing in the doorway, there's like a corridor that goes down, and then the warehouse is arranged into corridors that branch off of that corridor. You had to go down a few, so you can't really see Joey from where you are, assuming Joey hasn't moved or followed you.
Hertha just gonna curse under her breath and just like, shh.
But not out loud, because you've wasted our 1 swear on a halfling.
And
Just
our
go like,
swear for
"Oh,
next
what
time.
the-"
Yeah.
Did Joey follow me, or did she just fucking stay there? Sorry.
Joey fought. Good lord, Joey sort of followed you, but when you went to talk to the halfling, she kind of hung back. So now she's going to be like, Hertha.
Yeah. Hey, he's over there.
This rings out through this warehouse. Yes, so you know where to find Ephraim now.
Okay,
He's
I'm
in
gonna
the sort of
just
mezzanine
like
area.
start walking. I just start walking.
Okay, you guys sort of go up the metal site steps. They feel old. Some of them are starting to rust in places. But you get to the top perfectly fine. There's a couple of windows that would allow the site manager to look out over the warehouse. As you look in, you can see an old man, quite large. He's kind of got like a balding top of his head and a big white bushy beard. He appears to be talking to a big bushy beard. He appears to be talking to an elf who's wearing like warehouse worker clothes.
Hertha just gonna turn to Joey and say, "God damn it, old people are the worst." And she's just gonna knock on the door.
Jesus.
Good lord.
Okay.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
Okay, cool. So you guys can see through the window. Both of these people just sort of like turn around and look. They both look confused. And you can't hear anything, but you see Ephraim just kind of like get the elf's attention. Points to a chair in the corner, and then beckons for you guys to come in.
So Joey's gonna go in first and be like, "Hi, a really grumpy gnome sent us to come find you. We have to move a box."
He
Hertha just not
laughs.
enter the office. Hertha just stays outside.
He laughs. He is like, yeah, Firin will be like that. So you're looking to store something, yes? I assume that's
Yeah, we
basic.
need to store something. We weren't sure what to do with the box, and he told us to come find you, and so it's still in his office.
His eyebrows go up, and he's sitting there. You can tell he was in a relatively bad mood. So there's kind of some conflicting emotions sort of like traveling across his face. Like clearly he was like pissed off when you guys walked in, and now he's just like, okay.
I knew Noodle was going to punish us for this.
Right. He sort of leans back in his chair. He goes, okay, so it's in Firin's office. Okay, right. You have a receipt, I assume.
Yeah, we have the receipt. And Joey's
Could
gonna look
I
at Hertha and
could
be
I
like,
have it,
"Don't you have
please?
the
Could I
receipt?"
just pass it?
Hertha just kind of like, oh no, I have to enter the office. Like she thinks it's just like, just kind of like steps forward,
He's
just like kind of
outside.
gives it to Joey. She gives
Joey's
it
just
to
gonna
Joey.
be like, Joey's just gonna be like, "Come on, thank you." And she'll hand the receipt over, and she'll be like, "Don't worry about the price on that or anything. It's just a box."
Remind me how tall Hertha is?
Okay, so she is 210, so she's 2 meters tall.
Okay, so she's like 2 meters expressed as feet is like. I mean,
It's like 6.5 feet.
Yeah. So Hertha kind of has to duck as she enters the room. It's a slightly lower door frame than most doors, so Hertha just kind of ducks.
Yeah, she's 6.5 feet. So
Yeah. So yeah, you hand over and say, ignore the price. Don't think about it. He takes it and is like, it's okay. Seems like an awful lot for a box of linen.
Oh yeah, it's just we kind of broke some stuff, so he was a little bit mad, but
Oh,
we just need the box.
Yes, okay, right, yeah, fair. Did you wreck his entire office?
No, no, Hertha.
I didn't mean.
Okay,
Surprised she leaves
well,
again.
Flower pot.
well,
Hertha leaves the office.
one box of linen. Probably, yeah. We can find a space for that, I guess. He sits down. He's chuckling out loud now. He's like, so it's just in Firin's office, yes, just across the road.
Yeah, it's next to a bunch of scrape marks on the floor.
He brings his he like sort of like rubs his eyes with his hands. He's like, yeah, okay, and then brings his sort of hand down and sort of runs it through his beard a couple of times. He turns to the elf, and he's like, right, we'll continue this later. Just has to stop, okay? The elf stands up and sort of with the air of a teenager who's been caught, just sort of grunts and slouches out past Joey, past Hertha, and sort of just like really heavy footed just thunks down those metal stairs. Etherim just turns and goes, yeah, okay, I'll get some folks on it. It'll be here, I guess. And he hands you back the receipt, Joey. He's like, yeah, cool. Well, it'll be here. You tell whoever's picking it up. Just come back here. We'll have it sorted for him.
Not a problem. When we find out who that is, we will send him your way.
He furrows his brow. He's like, okay. We
totally know who's picking up the package. Okay, it's fine. Okay, we leave.
I imagine Hertha's just sort of like sticking her head, like sticking just her head past the door frame, and he's just like, and he's like waving his hand dismissively. He's like, yeah, it's fine. It's all in hand. Fear not.
But Hertha's so full of fear.
There are so many reasons why Hertha is so full of fear. Okay.
So Joey's gonna walk out of the office
Hertha
to Hertha.
like grabs Joey, just starts leaving.
Okay, you guys leave. Outside, on the bench, Wren is sat down, just casually eating a pickle. She looks down the street and sees nothing of note, and then looks back to the freight officer's office. And Wren, out of the corner of your eye, you see someone sit down next to you, and they look down and they say, "So, I hear you have a package for me."
End episode.
As Wren spits pickle everywhere.
I splutter a bit of my pickle as I realise that I'm essentially eating pickle in front of a potential business.
Sparks, highs or lows?
Person. Oh dear. Lows. I'm a shorty. I go for the lows.
So as you are startled by this person sitting down next to you, you spit your pickle out. You kind of spit it all over someone walking past. They turn down, they look down to you and go, "Oh, come on!" I just had this. You look there and you can see it's a thick overcoat over someone who's wearing like a contemporarily smart suit, and they are just frantically like slapping bits of pickle off of them. Like,
don't worry, it doesn't stain. It's actually pretty good at getting stains out. Do you want the rest of it?
He starts walking off and they turn around and is like, "Fucking, they're gonna need to get your stain out of the pavement if I see you. And he just turns around, doesn't even bother finishing. As they disappear back into the crowd, the guy sat next to you is just silent.
I look over at him. I'm like, we might have a package. Well, who do you think I am? Like,
Who do you think I am?
how do you know that I'm the person?
He sits down and is like,
That's
how do we
who's
know
looking-
who any of us are? And he chuckles a little bit.
He's
Well,
a smart motherfucker.
I might have a package for you. I might not. Can you describe what it looks like? The
Sure,
sort of
seems
size?
like you do have a package. It's he sits down and is like, okay, it's a crate. I know you've been given 5k up front for it, and I, in a similar fashion, may or may not have the rest of that money in exchange for the shipping receipt.
Oh,
I sure hope he
that
does.
package.
Yes, that package.
Yes, yeah. Just checking to make sure. This is just me being professional. You know, you wouldn't want the package to someone else who just going around asking random people if they have a package for them in case they say yes. So,
You
so
can't.
Sorry?
Yeah, go ahead.
The package is in the office over there. I've been keeping an eye on it, and my
see.
friends should be back fairly soon. They have the receipt for it if you need it.
I see. Okay, that's fair. You can't see his face under his hood. He kind of readjusts himself. As he does this, his shoulder bag that he's carrying sort of squirms a little bit, and a pseudo dragon's head just sort of pops out of it. For those unaware, a pseudo dragon is a dragon in form, but roughly the size of a cat. They have
dragon.
they have wings. They can fly. They have basic telepathic communication abilities with people who they want to. They can communicate basic thoughts.
Okay.
And this pseudo dragon, like many pseudo dragons, has a sort of almost like a scorpion sting on the end of its tail. It climbs out of this person's bag, crawls sort of up to his shoulder, and then moves around, and then it just sort of sticks its head up, and sort of looks around. You can see it it's definitely intently looking for someone. It's like, could you? The man turns to you and is like, could you describe who we're looking for here?
Well, my colleague's Hertha. She's incredibly large, but takes up a surprisingly small amount of space. She's a blonde barbarian lady, and then we also have Josepha, who's blue. I think that's all you need to know.
Okay, so we're looking for someone
just
who's
went over-
tall and someone who is blue.
Yes.
The pseudo dragon sort of flips around.
How does Wren feel about the dragon? Is it quite common to see them?
They're not as common as say cats or dogs, for sure. But like as a your common or garden adventuring party, it might be sort of like an uncommon thing. Like you may very well have seen one before a couple of times. Like they are known to exist. They're not.
Is it kind of like seeing somebody walking their cat on a leash, like that kind of rarity? You know it happens. You might have seen it once or twice.
It's more like I guarantee we've all
Like if
known
you see someone carrying a
we've
like
all
carrying
known
a
someone
weasel
who's had a
around.
pet snake before. I
Yeah.
imagine it's kind of that.
Okay.
gross.
It's that level of rare. Like
Excuse
everyone kind
you,
of
but,
knows someone
like,
who.
Snakes are awesome, okay?
Yes.
I'm deathly terrified of them, and he knows that, and I highly suspect that is why he said it's like a snake.
Well, it's just that level of uncommon. Anyway, so the pseudo-dragon kind of looks around. It spreads its wings very suddenly, and then sort of lifts off of this guy's shoulders and sort of glides over to the freight officer's office and just sort of like sits on top of the roof. Joey and Hertha, you guys have walked down the stairs. You guys would be in the doorway now. I would like you both to roll perception checks. Work out who's going first with regards to dice rolls, I guess. Joey first, Hertha second.
Okay.
So that's a D20 perception.
Ooh.
Natural 20. Nice.
Natural 20. Fantastic. Okay, and then Hertha?
Fuck.
Mir! We're never going to be allowed to swear again.
Yeah, we're tallying the next three.
Hey,
swears.
Oh.
What
Well,
did
that's
you?
really cool. Actually, 18 plus 4, so that's 24.
No, it's 22.
Yeah,
By
I
the
was
way,
going to
just,
say, what?
Yes.
18 plus 4.
I can't maths.
It's 22.
It's fine.
Ren had been just about to offer the rest of her pickle to the dragon, and her hand had kind of started to go up, but then it flew off, so she just sort of sheepishly just drops her hand again.
So Ren and Joey and Hertha, as you guys walked round, you look round to see if you could see Ren through the crowd. You both immediately clock her. It looks like she's offering a pickle to a hooded man and then deciding not to. You can just sort of see this clearly through the bustle of the Dockland streets.
Joey's first reaction is going to be like, well, she never offers me a pickle.
You're not a dragon.
We don't know
A
there's a
pseudo-dragon.
dragon.
You're not a dragon, fake or not.
That's a good
hurtful.
point. Joey and Hertha, you guys haven't spotted the dragon at all. You guys have you.
Despite rolling a natural 20, okay.
Yeah, I
Well,
was
you
gonna
were looking
say.
for Wren.
Okay.
Yeah, they were looking for Wren, and they found her. So, a natural 20 on a perception isn't I can see through time. It's I definitely found what I was looking for.
Well, it should be. What do you have to roll to see time?
Hertha
Nat
starts
20 into
walking a
mushroom.
tad bit more briskly towards Wren. Just be like, there's a strange man sitting in a very dark hooded cloak right next to my very new friend, and I'm just kind of like, no.
Okay, so you make a beeline straight through.
Yeah.
And I'm looking a little apprehensive as well, because I'm wondering when you're going to get back. I don't want to be trying to small talk
Yeah.
with a hooded
And
figure.
then you just see Hertha beeline towards you with a kind of just this look on her face. It's like, oh no. And it's she's kind of she does not look meek in this moment. She's just beelining straight towards you, just pushing past people.
And Joey's trying to keep up, apologizing to people as they run past. She's trying to make sure there's nobody else.
So,
I stand up on the bench,
Okay.
so I'm at a slightly higher height, and I'm just like, oh, hey, look, there they are now. They're just coming now, and I kind of gesture to them while turning to him.
the hooded figure sort of glances up to where the pseudo dragon is and then glances back, and he's like, yes, okay. He dogs. He
Sorry, I
stands
was
up.
hoping you couldn't hear them.
That's just
It's okay.
pseudo dragon sound effects. It's fine.
Yes. We hear dogs barking in the distance. This hooded guy stands up. His cloak sort of readjusts itself. He straightens himself out. He extends his hand to Hertha and he's like, "Hello, I'm here to collect this package."
Hertha just stands a tiny bit uncomfortably close to him, just stares down at him. And then she looks at Wren, just for a sign.
I just kind of look my eyes just kind of dart between the two of them. I just kind of
You're not going to offer any explanation.
a little fake smile, just sort of a pleading kind of. It's cool.
And then Hertha looks back at the guy, just takes his hand, I suppose, and just kind of shakes it once and just fucking throws it away again and just sits down.
Is it a strong grip? Is it a limp grip? How? What
It's a
impression
strong
are you
grip.
giving this man?
It's just kind of I don't fucking like you.
The opposite impression of what she has given everyone
Yeah.
else.
Fair enough. Are you deliberately trying to be intimidating with your size, or?
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I'd like to
Whoa.
roll an intimidation check, please.
Holy shit. I fucking hate rolling. It gives me anxiety.
I
roll
have
for you
really
if you
bad
like.
news for you.
It brings you closer to Hertha.
17 plus 4 is a 21.
Shit. Okay, that's cool. So you
Peace
grip
himself.
this guy's
It's not like-
hand.
It's
as
not
you-
I want to challenge you. It's just kind of don't fuck with me.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
grip this guy's hand, your brow furrows, and everyone's received a look in their lives that perfectly sort of distills several sentences, and you give him one that very clearly says, if you start give me a reason, basically. Or you will catch these hands. So, you pull back. He seems to again straightens himself off. He's like, I'll just be taking that receipt then, and we'll be yes.
Joey has the receipt, so she's like finally caught up to Hertha. She's like, "Oh, why?"
He sort of looks at Joey. He's like, "Oh, hello."
Sup?
Yeah. Do you have the receipt? I'm just here for the receipt. If you could.
The receipt for she wants to make sure like he's knows what he's picking up and he's not
for the
trying to trick
delivery.
him. She's like, okay. She kind of is gonna like look at Wren like, is this good?
You guys can make insight checks to see what you think of NPCs with their general demeanor and how they're acting. If you guys are genuinely skeptical, I would suggest one or more of you makes an insight check.
Yeah, okay, then Hertha would definitely have made an insight check. So
then by all means, anybody who
I probably
wants
would
to...
have done that when I first saw him had I known.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, I'll allow everyone to make insight checks now then if they...
Okay, I'm doing it right now.
Oh,
19 plus 2, that's 21.
21. Wren?
This thing loves me.
it did not last time.
He's coming up.
20.
Oh no, 11. 12.
So 21, 12, and Joey, are you making an insight check?
Yeah, I'll make one.
Okay, cool. Insight D20. 21, 11, and a fail. So,
failure. Leave me alone.
Joey sort of like sizes him up. And as I've said, this guy's wearing a dark cloak. In actual fact, I can show you kind of what he looks like. If
Nothing says trustworthy like not being able to
skip to the
see his
loading
face.
screen on the stream that I made for this very specific kind of moment. So as we can see by this guy's counter on the battle mat here, I
thought you gave Ren a sandwich.
No, I'm not that good.
thing.
So Wren's kind of standing on the bench. The guy's standing here. You two are standing here. So
I sat down on the bench too.
The guy Hertha sits down on the bench. You say so? She's over here.
Yeah, she sat down on the bench after.
Okay, cool. So you push past.
Intimidating the shit out of him.
You're sort of like strong, silent. Joey, you size this guy up. He seems he's wearing a cloak, a hooded cloak. You can't really see his face. He seems trustworthy enough for a guy in a cloak. You know, it's like you gathered that this was probably going to be quite dodgy. By the very nature of the job. So a guy in a cloak being vague doesn't seem too out of the ordinary. Which is not really the idea that Wren and Hertha get. Wren and Hertha kind of like, you've been sizing him up and you guys have both sort of at the same time, you kind of look at each other and you come to an unspoken conclusion. This guy is here for the package, for sure, but something's off. So the guy goes to Joey, is like, I'll be taking the receipt, if you would.
Ren's like, hold up, before we give you that, we need the other 5,000 in payment.
He's like, yes, okay, well, certainly, we can do that. He reaches into his bag and hands over a bank bond.
Okay.
The numbers on it are all correct. It's quite similar to the bank bond that Joey received when she took the contract.
Can we check if it's like forged or anything?
Roll a investigation check. I'm gonna say.
Who's taken it? Or can I just see
he handed it to Wren.
From here? Okay, I'll have a look at it then.
Yeah.
I'm rolling investigation.
Yes.
And I got
Ooh.
+5.
Very nice. Also, the dice roll mechanic doesn't particularly fit on the screen for anything as long as investigation. These are things that we've learned. So 17 plus 5, that's 23. You look at it. It is...
It's 22.
Shh. You look at it, and yeah, it's certainly a bank bond. It all looks to be in order.
Joey's kind of looking at you guys like, "What's the deal? Can we go?"
Well, I'm kind of like, if he's given us the rest of the money, our job's done.
Who cares, right?
Who cares?
Who gives a shit?
This is what we're here for.
Yeah.
Also, I'm hurt that Wren didn't think to tell any of them. Look, tiny dragon.
I guess I'm a little distracted right now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I kind of look up at Hertha and give her a sort of "what do you think" glance.
Again, Hertha, you got a very similar kind of, this guy definitely knows about the package, but kind of vibe.
Yeah, I look from Ryan, I look at the guy again. I can't see anything on his face, right?
No, you can see pretty much what you can see on the counter. His
Okay.
sort of, you can see his chin. He's got like a 5 o'clock shadow going on for him. Not cultivated. You get the impression that this guy probably just hasn't shaved in 3 days. And that's about all you can get. He's about 5'10". He's a relatively thin lad from what you can tell from the cloak draped over him. He just is a guy in a cloak.
Well, shit. I'm never gonna stop, guys. Well, Hertha just kind of looks at Ren and it's like, and you can also see kind of like the meek returning, just like, I don't know. She had like one moment of just like, I'm gonna fuck this guy up.
What
And then
moment?
just like
Yeah.
receding back.
Okay, so I just see you kind of like collapse
Yeah,
back
sure,
into
yeah,
indecision.
yeah. No, just like shrug my shoulders. She's kind of like, I don't know.
Joey
alright,
wants. Joey's gonna ask like, "Hey, so since we're here, what's in it?"
He sort of turns to you and he goes, that wasn't part of the deal.
Well, yeah, but like, it'd be cool to know since we didn't open it and everything, and it could have blown something up, if it was really bad. So I just want to know.
It could have done, but it didn't, and now we're here.
It could have.
Well, I mean, as far as you know.
Ren worries that the bank bond is about to vanish, so she just sort of hands the bank bond to Joey and just sort of goes, "Seems fine to me. We got the job done. We got paid. You want to go for a drink?"
Is Hertha still trying? Is she just getting meeker and meeker?
No, hers is just kind of like herself. Like her alarm just raised a tiny bit. Like it could have exploded. She's like, what? She's sitting there now. She's guarded, but she's not like sizing him up anymore.
If it could have exploded, Ren feels like we should just like get away from it.
So I guess Joey's just gonna hand him the receipt and be like, "Hey, so you need to go find this guy," and she's gonna hand him the paper with Etherim's name on it.
What?
She's gonna be like,
"Aren't we like opposite the room where the box is right now?"
well, she's gonna be like, "You gotta go. You gotta let him know that you came to pick up the box because he'll be looking for the
That's
box."
thoughtful. That's sweet.
He's got enough on his plate.
Okay, he takes the slip of paper and goes, thank you, I guess. And he sort of looks up and just goes, and the pseudo dragon just sort of like spreads its wings, flies back, lands on his
Pig likes
shoulder.
that whistle.
Hertha's eyes are just dinner plates at this point. It's like, there's a dragon.
I, Sparks, am really curious about the dragon and incredibly suspicious of this guy, but Ren's just like, job done, not our problem anymore, we got the money.
I do love this sort of like nihilistic approach of, I mean, this guy most likely definitely is not our contact, but he's paid us the amount of money we agreed, so let's go. This is now very much his problem. Kind of deal, which is a refreshing take. Okay.
The dragon, you said it can mind read. It can't mind control, can it?
No. Minor. So it can convey basic thoughts back and forth between.
Wren is like
some
sitting there
people.
thinking, "I love you, I love you, I love you."
So, like, say you had a pseudo dragon familiar, you could send it up and so. Okay, I guess table knowledge, not character knowledge. So, for example, in this regard, if you had a pseudo dragon familiar, you could have done what this guy did, which is sort of telepathically be like, go up there, keep an eye out for these people. If you see them, let me know. And then if the pseudo dragon saw them, it could have telepathically gone, I see them. And that's kind of the extent of, like, it can't articulate sentences. You're not going to, if you stick 1,000 pseudo dragons in a room with a bunch of typewriters, they're not going to telepathically recite Shakespeare to you.
But boy, would I like to see that.
but you know, they can do that kind of thing. So yeah, table knowledge, not character knowledge. But yes, that's the kind of thing they can do.
Okay.
They're just tiny dragons that are your friends, and it's great.
Aww.
They have a neutral good alignment by default, so they're just nice little dragons.
They're so sweet.
They're so cool. Anyway, so as you guys sort of like get up and start moving and being like, all right, cool. Out of nowhere, sort of coming out of the crowd, you see another cloaked figure approach. It just sort of squares off, and these are my generic NPC counters. In this regard, you see another cloaked figure approach and just sort of stands off. Is like, where do you think you're going? This NPC.
Who is he talking to?
The first.
Is he
hooded
talking to
male.
us or?
Okay.
Well,
okay.
just the group in general. The first hooded male who you guys just gave the receipt to turns around and is like, "Sorry, who are you?" This new gentleman sort of looks him sort of under the hood and is like, "Don't think I've seen you here before. I believe you're don't know what you think you're doing, but I think you've got something of mine." He sort of looks round. He's like, "And you three, what do you think you're doing? You just gonna give my property away to any
Joey's
random
gonna be-
person?"
Joey's gonna be like, he said he was the guy who needed the box.
And that was good enough for you, was it? He sort of pushes past the
In
guy.
fairness, it's their fault for not giving us any kind of information about
Yeah,
who was
tell
picking
him.
up the package.
Tell him, Wren.
Is this Sparks or is this Wren?
This is Sparks, but I
Okay.
guess it sounds like something like Joey would say, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, Joey can take that one. She'll be like, "How are we supposed to know? We didn't know what you look like, what your name was, and you're both in hoods."
You literally look identical, just like a tiny voice from the side goes.
This hooded figure reaches into his cloak and pulls out a scroll and sort of like unrolls it, and it's a very clear requisition order detailing the crates, detailing everything else. And it's like, I have slightly more than vague descriptions of what this crate looks like, where it came from, all that kind of stuff. Rolls the scroll up, puts it back in his thing. This guy, people with a slightly larger than nothing passive perception, has started to slowly try and move away.
Hertha tackles him.
Hertha tackles him.
Yeah.
Guys,
Okay,
I just wanna point
ladies
out,
and
I
gentlemen,
just-
we are doing grapple checks. So,
I just want to point out, and I'm pretty sure Wren is going to realize this in a moment, that we've given him a receipt to go find this guy, but we know where the box is, and it's in the opposite direction and right next to us. So this isn't
You
really
told
an
him.
issue.
you did
You
tell
told
him.
him when the box was.
He knows exactly
No, we
where
didn't.
this
We
box
said to
is.
go
You
find Ethro.
Yeah,
No, but at the
you-
beginning, when you first met him, you said it's in the building over there, and you pointed at the freight top.
Oh, damn.
Bringing says
calling you out.
Spider-Man meme. Which I find very funny.
Yes.
Grapple checks in 5th edition, ladies and gentlemen, for those unaware.
Okay, it's his strength, right?
It is a strength. I will let you choose athletics or acrobatics for grapples, depending on which one of yours is higher.
I have a +6 to athletics, so let's do that.
Go with athletics then, is what I would do. What have we got here?
Oh
Fuck, it's 10.
boy.
Ooh, that's not
14.
great.
16.
16?
16.
Yeah,
16.
16.
16.
Yeah, because I'm proficient in athletics and I have plus 4 in strength.
Yes, sorted.
16.
Yeah, it would have added the proficiency on. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it would have been a 14, I think.
Would it? Did it? Okay, sure.
Yeah, it would have done because of the way I set the thing up. Anyway, so you go to tackle this guy. He turns round. You, as you went through, tried to dodge this crate here, but sort of like cuffed it with your side as you went round. So instead of like a really good like wrestling grapple, you're kind of slightly off kilter. He sees this as you go for him, turns round, sweeps your leg, and you just fall to the floor. I would like everyone to roll initiative for me, please.
Fuck!
Give us an order. A roll order for initiative.
Let's go Wren, Joey, and then Hertha. We'll just go in order on the battle mat.
I don't see an initiative option.
So initiative, it's a very good point. Actually, we don't have initiative on the dice roller.
It's just a d20 plus your dexterity modifier.
Yes.
Okay.
So just hit dex, I guess.
Yeah, it's normally it's normally
Okay.
just like +1 or +2 or something.
While
All right, so I get.
while we do this, Meow Purlington says, "I have a lady in my town that always walks her cat, and more power to her."
That lady is Meow.
I got 6.
It's just her.
6?
Okay. Okay. Cool. So what was everyone rolling?
No, Joey has
Dexterity.
to roll now.
All right, come on, Joey.
What's everyone's numbers? So Wren,
I got 6.
No, we're rolling.
6. Hertha.
No, we're rolling on the thing, aren't we? We're
Yes.
doing it in turn. Yeah, I haven't done it yet.
Oh, cool. Joey.
Got 2.
Oh, I bombed it.
Was that a natural? Oh, it doesn't matter for initiative. So Joey got
It
2.
wasn't
Hertha.
Is doomed.
Please get something good, Hertha.
Fuck. What? The thing is dumb. I'm just gonna. I have to click on something, so it's Dex, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Is it rolling?
No.
No. Okay.
Oh lordy.
Oh, we broke it.
Uh-oh.
No.
If it breaks,
do you
just
wanna roll for us, Noodles?
if it, I'm rolling several other things over here. If it breaks, just use like actual dice and just tell me, and then we'll just
Or
have to
just
relay that to
refresh.
the lovely folks on the stream viewing. We
I
apologize.
timed out. Okay, I'm just gonna roll a d20 then.
Yeah, you might as well.
I have 4 of them right here, so let's just do it. I got a 17 plus 2. That's a 19.
Okay, cool. See that?
Apologies for dragon barks.
That's a good initiative order. Okay, and then this guy just rolls that. Okie dokie. And then... Okay, cool. So, we have... For those of you who don't know 5th edition rules, initiative is the act of rolling a load of a d20 and then adding your dexterity to decide in what order combat is done. In this case, Hertha goes first. So Hertha, you
Yeah.
Hertha, you're on the floor. You've been just not so as you went to tackle him, you kind of swept the leg. He kind of swept your leg, and you just kind of like landed on the floor. So you will have to use half your movement to get up, but then after that, you should be all right.
No. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do like a brick dance move and try to like knock him off his feet with my own legs, like spinning around.
Okay.
And then I will stand up, and then I will just hold him down.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I would like you to roll just straight dexterity, I guess. Just give me an athletic, acrobatics check. That sounds like what
the
this
thing
is.
is back. Should I use the thing?
Yeah.
Just give me an acrobatics check. To do this
acrobatics.
grapple, I guess.
Acrobatics.
And then I'll roll against that. Ooh.
Oh,
What
I'm
do you
rolling
roll?
on the thing. Oh fuck! I rolled a 4.
Well, that's okay because this guy rolled a 1. So.
Hey!
So it's not pretty. You kind of like spin around and then sort of like reach out with your non-dominant hand and grab him by the ankle. And just by sheer like force of your muscular forearms, just like twist his ankle. He kind of rolls over it, and you just hear as he hits the floor. He just kind of goes as he sort of like just sprawls next to you.
Yeah, and then I like kind of hoist myself up a little bit, and then I put my entire forearm like on his chest or his back or whatever, like where he's laying, and I hold him down.
Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, so you're kind of pinning him.
I'm pinning him. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That works. I'm just finishing off some.
You guys want me to break his legs?
Are you asking us?
I am asking.
Joey's gonna be like, "Don't break his legs. Get the receipt."
Okay, so what? Okay, that's probably an action to get the receipt, though, right?
But maybe I can do that in my turn.
Yeah. Okay, so
yeah. If you were being stealthy about it, I would probably have allowed you to like follow him and maybe like sleight of hand lift it off him. But he's gonna be very aware of the fact that you guys are there and trying to like get this receipt off of him. So so yeah. Are you doing anything else your turn?
No. I'm just actively pinning him. Hertha is very much cursing at this point, just like just
You're just writhing on the floor.
You guys don't understand any of the curses she's saying. It's in a foreign language.
It's because they're all
It's in
in
half.
It's not halfling.
The crowd immediately thins. People start running back the opposite way to where they came. You guys have just like an arena almost all to yourself now on this strip of dockland. The wall to sort of like to the south, I guess, of Wren is a 10-foot drop down to the next level, and the wall sort of to the north is a 10-foot wall. You guys pretty much have all the cover here is actual cover. The sort of slightly pale thing with the X's on it is the arm of a crane that kind of looms over you. So Hertha and this guy are kind of just wrestling on the floor. That's fine. As Hertha does this, you guys. So as I say, you've seen everyone running away. One person is just sort of like lumbering towards you. This person is almost as big as Hertha, and you can just see this orc, a half orc rather, sort of moves towards you guys. This guy's wearing relatively smart dress and is walking with a cane. As he sort of moves around this way, he sort of like brings his cane up, grabs it by the bottom, slams it into the ground, and you just see it shimmer as a spell seems to dissipate, and in its place is just this honking great mace. He's just sort of standing there looking for a way in. This guy the guy you're grappling, Hertha, is going to try and get out. I would like you to roll either an acrobatics or athletics check versus him trying to escape. If possible.
What was that?
I don't know. Is this working? No, it's not working. It's not
No,
rolling
it's not.
for me.
Just
I'm
use the
gonna roll
d20
my
and
own.
tell me.
It's
Yeah.
rolling.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
it is
is.
now. It's back. Yay!
Whee!
Hey, what did it roll though?
So technical
17.
difficulties. We don't know yet.
Oh shit.
Click done, maybe.
I tried to click done. It's just like not working.
It's just rolling forever
17.
now.
It's a 17
It's
Yeah.
a 17.
Plus
Okay.
whatever
Okay.
your modifier is.
plus
There-
6, so 23.
Ooh, very good. So you guys kind of have worked out kind of like the rhythm of how you both grapple effectively. He looks like he may be trying to escape. He kind of like squirms a bit and worms his way out. You just keep him on the floor. It is.
I just kind of like when he tries, he tries to like slightly lift up, and just gonna fucking bash him back into the ground. Just like fucking stay there. Just like
Smack that. Get on the floor. Smack that.
The other hooded guy sort of like draws a sword, turns to Joey and sort of like holds it up against her, and he's like, "This is what you get for just mindlessly giving away our things. And he rolls to attack. Does a 5 hit. I imagine 5 does not break Joey's AC.
Her what?
Her armor class.
Okay, I'm like, what in the...
For those unaware with 5th edition rules, armor class is the number that you roll to. You have to roll above when rolling to attack. So in this case, what's Joey's armor class?
Her armor class is... Oh my god, where is it?
It should be next to speed and above hit points.
The little shield.
No, I don't have a shield, and I genuinely can't find it. Fantastic.
That's fair enough. I'm assuming she's wearing leather armor.
Yes.
So it will be 10 plus dex. What's your dexterity modifier?
I don't have a dexterity modifier.
You don't. So your armor.
Oh.
Your armor class is 10. Okay. So in this regard, Joey's armor class is 10. This guy rolled a 5, so it does not break her armor class, and as a result, the attack fails. This guy brings the sword out, threatens you, and says, think twice before you mess with us, basically. And sort of goes for it. Joey sidesteps this guy's sword as he thrusts forward. So you are now sort of like here. He's kind of now here. Wren, he's kind of just right up in your face all of a sudden. He's kind of stumbled forward and is resting on this barrel thing here. It is your go. What would you like to do?
I throw the remains of my pickle at his head.
Okay.
Does looking around count as an action?
No, not at all. You can look around. I will even let you make a perception check if you like.
I would like to check and see what the dragon's doing as well.
Okay, make a perception check.
Okay. Perception.
Looking for the dragon. As its master is currently being grappled by a she-giant.
In the version that I play at home, whenever everybody's gathered around and their dad DMs, it's the 80s version.
Oh,
and so
God.
it's the lower the armor
3.
class is better.
No, that's changed. 17.
Oh, no.
Plus 3 is 20.
20. Unnatural 20. So you look around. The pseudo dragon is kind of scuttling across rooftops. So the freight officer's office is kind of to the left-hand side of where this crane is. It's scuttling across this top wall, sort of above this thing with the circles out the front. It's kind of like a street food stall. It's kind of like scuttling and sitting on top of there. It kind of looks panicked. What would you like to do? You have a guy with a sword drawn in front of you.
Have I thrown the pickle yet?
You threw the pickle. Make a ranged attack without proficiency, so just D20 plus your dex. As I'm saying that a pickle is an improvised weapon. And therefore you are not proficient in pickles.
16.
16.
19.
You throw this pickle, and has it dried in sort of the time it's been around, or was it like a fresh pickle that you kind of took out? Is it still kind of like covered in vinegar a little bit, maybe?
It's got a fair. It leaves a little trail of vinegar behind it, so I threw it quite hard.
You throw this pickle, and in slow motion, this half-eaten pickle just kind of spins through the air as droplets of vinegar just like spray out in like a. It kind of looks like the black hole from Interstellar, but a pickle. As it flies through the air in slow motion. It goes under this guy's hood and sort of smacks him in the face. And he just sort of drops his sword on top of this barrel and just claps his hand to his eyes. It's like, ah! Oh, God!
Yeah.
The pickle kind of slaps to the floor and he staggers about. I'm going to say that's your action. You have a bonus action if you would like.
Does, we never established whether we have our weapons on us. I assume we do.
You do have your weapons on you, yes.
Does drawing my giant wrench, which we
drawing your giant wrench
yet,
is a free action. I will allow.
Free action.
You can sort of draw that and ready if you like.
Okay.
And yeah, want to do anything else, or is that your turn?
I think I'm just gonna draw my giant ass wrench,
Okay.
which just for people watching, because we haven't introduced it yet. Wren as a as a mechanic, her weapon is an enormous, like adjustable spanner style wrench with a clasp on the end that can be like made wider or smaller to grip onto things. And
Yeah.
For the intents of like attacking stuff, it's just counted as a mace.
Yes. It's a large wrench, but it's large for a gnome, so it's still a large wrench for like a people. But it's effectively the size of a normal mace and is treated as such mechanically. Crophair says hi, and I say hi back.
Hi, Crop.
It is Joey's turn. So
Okay.
you kind of sidestepped this guy as he tried to like sort of stab you with his sword, and then in that time, Wren instinctively just yeets this pickle right into this guy's eyes. He is now staggered backwards, his hand clamped to his eyes. You get the impression that he cannot see, which is.
Is he blinded by a pickle?
I am. This is what I was going to say. This is the first time in my many years of being a dungeon master that I have applied the blinded state to an NPC from Pickle.
Oh my god!
I knew there was a reason I introduced Pickle stream.
It all comes back as
Now
Chekhov's
the
Pickle.
pickle can be the thumbnail picture, Sparks. Now,
Yes.
So Joey, what are you doing?
Can I pick up his sword that he dropped on the barrel?
Yeah, sure. You can definitely do that. I'll let you just reach over and grab that. So you say he dropped his sword. It sort of clattered and sort of rocked back and forth on top of this barrel. You just reach over, just grab it. It is it's a short sword, so it's I think you're proficient in them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, she's a fighter, so
Yeah, she's a fighter. Of
proficient in
course, she's
everything.
proficient with martial weapons. Yeah, okay. So you have that going for you. So it's a it's a D6 plus whatever your strength is and your proficiency for the purposes
Okay.
of to attack you add strength and proficiency, and then to hit you add your strength. So yeah, just have this guy's short sword. He's sort of like staggering around, just pickle eyes, all vinegar.
I'm gonna have Joey kind of like step up behind him and hold the sword up to his throat.
Okay. Would you like to try and like grab hold of him as you do this?
Yeah.
Okay, I would like you to make an athletics or an or acrobatics check, depending on which one is higher. You choose, and then I shall roll at disadvantage because this guy has vinegar in his
blind.
eyes. He rolled a 4 twice, so I guess we're taking that. Unless you roll a natural 1, you've basically passed this.
I also rolled a 4, but I have the proficiency. So
Yes, you
where'd it
do.
go?
Yes, so you're fine.
Where did
Okay, yeah. So he sort of staggers back and he sort of bumps into you. You use this momentum to sort of rock around the side of him, grab his sword, pull it back. As you pull back around, you twist your body. Your arm just sort of like brings him into a sort of a choke hold, and you hold the short sword up to his jugular. You have him grappled now. He's just sort of standing there. Blinking, his eyes are watering profusely. You can kind of see his face. It's a relatively nondescript, fair young male, probably in his late 20s, with sort of like mid-length black hair. And his eyes are red and watering, and he smells slightly of vinegar.
And Joey's just gonna whisper in his ear, and this is what you get for trying to run out on the bill.
Oh.
Roll intimidation,
Yeah, girl.
because this could still not work. Yes, no, we're good. That's 20, unnatural.
Hey.
He basically just stops resisting by this point. He's just like, it is Hertha's go. Hertha, you have this guy grappled onto the floor. What's your passive perception? It's all right.
14.
14.
Yes.
So, you've clocked this orc sort of standing near you. You get the impression that he's just sort of getting the general lay of the land.
Yeah, so he's not necessarily. My passive insight is 12.
Okay,
So is he not? He's not necessarily with this guy I'm grappling.
you can tell that you can sort of see as you're grappling. You've seen like a pair of feet that haven't moved, and you've clocked that. Okay. Yes. There. That's that. Okay. So yes. What are you doing? What are you doing with your turn?
Okay, I just wanted to ask one question. Does it look like this orc is gonna attack me?
You can't really tell at the moment. He's just kind of standing there, mace in hand, just completely.
Okay.
He seems more interested in what's going on with Hertha, Wren, and the cloaked human than whatever you're doing.
Okay, I grab this guy. First of all, with this movement, I just take his hood off and I grasp his hair and I just start bashing his face into the ground to knock him out.
Fuck. Okay. You pull this
Just
guy's
literally
hood
just
back.
big armor, like above my own head, just like poof into the ground to knock him out.
Jesus.
Stop! He's already dead.
God, you pull his hood back, and you see the fair features and pointed ears of a half elf, with sort of like mid-length brown hair with the middle parting, and he sort of looks up to you.
His face bastion.
He looks up to you. You look down at him. And you just tombstone pile driver him into the floor. I would like you to make I guess.
Also, can I? Before I do that, I would like to rage.
Yes, do rage by all means.
I would like to rage. I drag him up. I look him into the eye, and my eyes just go fucking like it just. He just looks into this face, and it's just like rage, just like I'm so fucking sick of you, and just like start bashing his face.
So
Hertha can't ask for like a piece of paper, but she can and will street stomp a man.
Yes, for sure.
Yes.
And you guys notice this. Joey, as you're sort of like holding this man at blade point, and Wren, as you're just sort of like looking around, wrench in hand, you just see the red mist descend as Hertha just goes ape on this guy. And again, you guys can also see like the pointed ears of an elf or a half elf, just up and down repeatedly, slamming it to the floor.
Do I roll damage?
Yeah, roll. I guess. Oh, I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna roll a save. Okay, right. So you slam him into the floor. I'm gonna roll with disadvantage because you're raging, and this would be very difficult. He rolled a 19 twice, so we're gonna go with that. You sort of look down to see how your work is going. His one of his like cheeks and eyes is already starting to swell. His nose is bloodied. You've cut his chin a little bit. He's just kind of like.
And then I pull him up again and I say, "Do you surrender?"
He doesn't respond immediately. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
He just sort of like, as you do this,
Wait, how much damage did I do?
That's for me to know, fellow
No,
DM.
I rolled damage because I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. Roll.
It's an improvised weapon.
Are you proficient in the pavement? Roll a d4.
So I think I roll a 1d4 plus my strength modifier.
Yes, that sounds about right. Yeah.
That is a 3 plus 4. That's a 7 damage.
7 damage. That sounds good to me. As you just bloody this relatively. I mean, elves are generally fair-faced. This guy, not so much.
Not anymore.
He ain't so pretty no more.
As you do this, you just hear a light, tiny but very prevalent shriek, and you just sort of feel a thunk as something probably cat-sized thunks into your back. You feel does a 16 break AC?
Yeah.
It does.
Oh, that depends though. My shield is on my back.
Okay, so you feel something make contact, and then you just feel scuttle as it rolls
because
round.
The thing is, my AC is 15, But with the shield, which is on my back, where it's attacking, it's a +2, so it's a 17.
But you weren't actively using the shield to prepare and defend against an attack. So I'm going to say no.
Nice try.
Yeah, nice
No,
try.
I'm just like mentioning it because like it's up to him.
Yeah, it's fine. Your bullshit don't work at my table.
Oh.
You feel scuttle, scuttle, scuttle as you sort of like hold this man up and yell, "Do you surrender?" And then you just feel teeth sink into your shoulder, and it hurts. These like several tiny needles just sinking into your shoulder, and you sort of like feel that the maw of this pseudo dragon just sort of like comes back and it shrieks right in your ear. You take 4 points of damage from that, as it sort of flaps at you, I guess. It is okay. The orc next to you sort of just pushes past you. You seem to have whatever you're doing on lock. The orc sort of moves around, rushes towards Joey, brings this mace up, and swings it down. Joey does I believe that's a 17 hit. I believe it does.
Yep.
It does.
Shit.
It does do a hit. So you're there, like, this is what happens when you fuck with as this mace comes around the back and clips you in the back of the shoulder. You take 6 points of damage, and this orc just sort of like brings the mace back again and just sort of like and gets ready for another. It is the guy Hertha is grappling, the half elf. He tries to make it out, and unless you roll a grapple check, Hertha, and if you roll anything,
Athletics?
Yeah, so you win. You definitely beat that. He's struggling, but like there's some.
Well, what did he roll?
I rolled like a 3 for that.
Oh shit!
So,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. The sweat is in this guy's eyes. One of them's like really starting to puff up. Let's say he's like sort of spitting blood. He's trying to break free, but he really just can't. And he just sort of begrudgingly looks up to you and he goes, "Fine, fine, fine." It is the guy Joey is holding's turn. Joey, I would like you to roll a athletics or acrobatics check, depending on whichever is highest, please. And we're going to try and continue the grapple.
Is it rolling for you guys?
I'm about to ruin this whole man's career. Okay.
Catch these hands.
So what was that, Joey?
Is it rolling for you guys?
I don't believe it is.
Try again.
Yes.
There we go. 17
God.
plus 4.
So yeah, this orc just sort of like crunches you in the shoulder. But that just kind of like makes the shoulder you're using to, like the arm you're using to like choke hold this man tense up. You slip a tiny bit and sort of like graze his throat with the sword and sort of like squeeze his throat a bit more. You're in quite good shape, and he just sort of starts to choke out. What would you like to do?
So
would you like to just keep?
I'm gonna
I'll in the sense that I'll let you sort of like keep choking him or loosen up. It is his turn, but if you want to sort of like not choke him out, I'll let you make that decision now.
I'm gonna loosen up just a little bit.
Okay, cool. Wren, it's your go. You've just seen an orc, a half orc, just thunder across this road and slam a mace into Joey's shoulder blades. What would you like to do?
It's a very stupid thing to do when your friend is being held with a sword to his neck.
Go back for the pickle.
Yeah.
Pickle.
Wren is going to try and defuse the situation, or like, I guess...
Too late. Hertha's bashing a guy's face into the ground.
He's surrendered, so I'm already stood up on the
Wren
bench.
doesn't know that, though.
Wren doesn't know what? That he submitted?
Wren doesn't know that he's submitted at the moment. I guess if you were to look round, you could kind of see that it's calming down. But
can I just look and...
Oh yeah, sure.
Like
if you want to physically roll perception, sort of in the chaos.
Perception. She has pretty good perception. That's probably a good idea.
Yes.
That's rolled as a 18 plus 3.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
Woo!
Okay,
21.
yes. So you can clearly see that you get the impression that's probably a non thing now. That's probably sorted. Yes. So
What about the dragon?
Dragon is on Hertha's.
yeah, the dragon's on Hertha's
It's eating
sort of
me.
back, and it is biting down and like flapping frantically and just squirming and generally being a nuisance.
Hertha can take it. Ren,
Barks. Why
Ren
you do
just-
this?
Ren just screams at the top of her tiny little voice. She's just like, that was a perfectly good pickle. What? Will one of you hoodlums tell me what is going on? She's just going to try and like draw attention, get people to realize that, like, there's a bit of an impasse on one end. We've defeated the other guy. You know,
Hertha's
hopefully we
curb
can just have
stomping
a
one
dialogue
guy.
with it. What's that, sorry?
Hertha's
So-
curb stomping someone. Joey's choking someone out, and Ren is like, "My pickle."
So you're literally straight up just being like, hey, we can talk this out, right? kind of thing.
Yeah, Ren is like, there was no need for me to throw my pickle. You could have just chatted about this. The box hasn't been lost. What are you guys doing?
Roll persuasion, please.
Mm-hmm. What's my persuasion modifier? I don't even know. I guess we'll find out.
I guess we'll find out.
My persuasion,
I'm glad the roll is working again. The roll is a fun time.
6 is 7. Damn it.
Oh no. Okay. So you kind of look around, like hands up, just like nobody seems to be remotely interested.
Not even Hertha is listening to you right
The
now.
orc kind of
Hertha's just
looks
like,
at
"Shut
you.
up, Ren."
The orc kind of looks at you. Its mace is raised. It kind of like just ready to go. Joey is choking out this guy, and the dragon has not stopped. The pseudo dragon has not stopped, just flapping repeatedly. You have an action still. I'm going to say.
An action.
Yes, you can attack. You can dash. Do whatever.
Okay. I'm gonna. If I dash somewhere, does that mean I won't be able to attack anymore when I get there?
Yes. So a dash is you can move twice your movement speed, which I believe as a gnome is probably 50 feet. I think each one of these squares on screen is 5 foot.
If I just walk over, can I attack?
Yes, yeah, certainly. Yeah, if you wanted to
Okay,
move there,
I'm
that's
gonna-
5 foot of movement.
I'm basically going to walk over, or move as fast as I can without dashing. I guess I'll do like the shuffle thing you do, where
Yeah, you kind of jump off the bench and sort of walk
Yeah.
over with your wrench.
Ren moonwalks
And,
over.
Ren moonwalk over to Hertha, and I'm basically gonna. I don't want to like overarm straight down or anything, but I'm gonna like swing my wrench like sideways to try and clip the dragon on Hertha's shoulder. And I'm
Oh,
swinging
the-
sideways to avoid like.
You're hitting
going
me?
down on it. No. I'm swinging at the dragon, and I'm
Oh,
specifically
shit. Okay.
sideways so it doesn't like crash down on you if the dragon moves.
Don't worry, Hertha. He only might hit you. Sparks, roll
I
your
can
attack, please.
take it. I can take it. It's fine.
Yeah, but you might also have to take a wrench to the face. We'll see.
This is a strength weapon, right?
This is a strength-based weapon. It is a mace.
And is it applying proficiency for me?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So that's 13 plus 4.
Oh, lordy, you
17.
so you bring this wrench round and you just clip this dragon. Please roll damage. The pseudo dragon. I really should be
That is a
specific.
home run.
So that's a strength attack.
Mm-hmm.
And I get
This fierce but ultimately tiny creature.
17 plus 2 is 19.
What were you rolling for that?
Strength attack.
No, you
Strength
already
attack.
rolled that. You're gonna roll damage.
Yeah, so a damage dice for your wrench would be a d6.
Oh,
not a
okay. Sorry,
D20.
I didn't.
Yes.
I was
Yes. I was like, it's a lot of
He
damage
rolled a
for a mace
d6
at
and got a
level 3.
19.
Yeah, it's a
like
d6
D6. Yeah.
plus strength attack.
Okay, D6 is
I was about to
3
say,
plus
you bring the
2.
wrench round and
5.
17 damage turns this pseudo dragon to jam.
That's
On
a
Hertha's
5.
shield.
A 5. You bring your wrench round and you clip this thing sort of like under the wing, and it just sort of scoops off and slams into the pavement and just sort of like
Aww.
And it sort of scuttles sideways. It looks like it really did not handle that well. It is Joey's turn. You have an orc to one side, a guy in a sort of cloak in your arms. What are you doing?
The guy with the cloak, did he drop the scroll that he was holding, or just like put it back in his pocket?
He put it back in and then drew his sword, if you remember, which you now have.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so she's gonna kind of look at the orc with the sword to this guy's throat and go, "If you wanted to live, you better back up."
Roll intimidation, please.
Joey, please don't mess this up for me.
Oh no!
Joey,
Nine.
I asked you not to do that.
This orc just kind of looks at you, just like spits onto the floor next to him, and sort of like readies himself. He does not look in the slightest scared of you.
It's hard. I don't
Make a
do
decision.
that. I'm trying. I'm a Pisces.
You have not a lot of time before I make this decision for you. So please, by all means.
Okay, so Joey's just gonna kind of duck to the side, still keeping her arm around this guy's throat, and
Sort of putting him in between you and the orc.
Yeah.
Okay. Like that. And is that it? Is that what you're doing?
Is there a way that I can, like, without letting go of him, like, switch to having my arm around his throat and pointing the sword at the orc?
Yeah, I mean, your arm is already, like, one around this guy's throat, and the other arm is holding the sword up to this guy's throat. So it's entirely possible you could just shift and sort of, like, be in a sort of guarded position with your sword, certainly.
Okay,
yeah, you can do that. Okay, so you lever your sword against this orc, who kind of, like, just sort of chuckles, like, and squares himself up. This guy's large. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay, Hertha. So you are sort of still reeling from the experience of having a small pseudo-dragon sink its teeth right into your shoulder and then promptly have it batted off by a gnome with a wrench. You're holding a guy, you're holding sort of his arms behind his back, and he is just kind of there completely at your pleasure. What would you like to do with him?
Yeah, okay. Just for flavor, I'm just gonna bash this at one more time, just like flavor-wise, and I'm gonna look at Wren and be like, this guy, you, okay, and then I'm just gonna linebacker charge the orc. I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna linebacker charge the orc.
If you like, I'll let you push him into these crates. Just shove him over there.
I just fucking push him, and he's like, and I know he's gonna go like fucking raging as fuck at this orc.
Okay, cool. So Joey, from where you are, your sword is ready. You're kind of using this guy's assumedly mate as a meat shield, and you're ready. And then out of sort of to the side, you all turn your heads as you just hear the clattering cacophony of several crates falling over. You just see Hertha just shove this elf or this half elf into a bunch of crates. He just goes missing entirely. Wren only just gets out of the way as Hertha just full-on charges this guy. I'm not even going to make you roll. You knock him straight to the floor. You still have your attack action if you would like. So from where Joey is, this orc is ready, and then just from the side, just straight onto the ground. Hertha, you still have your attack action.
I started kneeing him in the groin.
Kneeing him in the groin. Okay. Roll an attack with advantage, I guess.
Advantage.
We may be useless at like
because he's on the
talking to
ground or because it's a
NPCs.
groin?
Which one is it, Noodles?
Just a strength, I guess, because
Okay, strength hit or attack? Which one am I clicking here?
Just a normal strength, no proficiency or anything like that. So just strength and then D20.
Okay, on stats, I'm clicking stats and then D20.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Because you're not
Is it
proficient
rolling?
in unarmed combat. I
Yeah, it
believe.
rolled.
19.
That's
19.
Yeah, okay,
Plus
so you just
4.
bring your knee down straight into the crotch of this half-orc who just, like, splutters. Roll a d4, just unarmed damage.
Unarmed damage. Do I get an automatic crit on that?
No, but you definitely hit him.
Okay, it's a 4 plus 4 is
maximum
8.
damage.
He's
Yeah,
castrated.
you
He's going
pile
to
drive.
burst.
You just like linebacker charge, as you say, this guy down to the floor and he falls over. Using the momentum that you gathered, you switch your knee round and just fall into him with all the force of a 2 meter tall, muscle bound woman who was going about 10 mile an hour, and just. This orc is just on the floor. The pseudo dragon is kind of just. It kind of limps over to the half elf, and just sort of is there. The orc is just on the floor, just. It is the guy in the hood that Joey is holding turn. He is going to try and escape. Joey, roll the grapple check, strength or just athletics or acrobatics, depending. I'm gonna tell you now though, you're gonna have to roll a natural one to fail this. So roll away.
Doodles, what's with
Fingers
your
crossed.
rolls?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, okay.
yay.
He tries to move. You have him. So he's not going to do anything. Wren, it's your go. You've just seen everything that has happened. This orc is on the floor. Hertha is just kind of like starting to get up and dust herself off. The half elf is just in the barrels. And
We got to get that receipt.
I was about to say, did Wren see where the first hooded figure put the receipt?
Yes, it was in his shoulder bag that he hasn't taken off.
Okay, and can he see me right now?
You can't see him. He's kind of in a pile amongst a bunch of crates. So
And the dragon is not with him.
Yes. But you landed a good hit on that pseudo dragon. So
Okay. I am gonna.
you can't really see him though because you're kind of like the
But I know
crate
where I
next to
should
you
be,
is taller than
right?
you.
I saw where he went.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Can I try and sneak in and just nab the receipt
Roll stealth.
out of the bag?
Yep. Roll for stealth. I guess. With disadvantage.
Okay.
No. Roll for stealth. The other guys will be able to see you, but this is governing whether or not the hooded guy in the crates can see you. So
5
just roll
plus
stealth.
3, 8.
Okay, cool. So you move round. You look tentatively around the corner. The pseudo dragon seems to be just like licking the guy's face. He appears to be unconscious. You can just try and grab the document if you'd like. You can try to sleight of hand it, or the pseudo dragon doesn't appear to have seen you. It's more.
I'm a sleight of hand the document out of the bag.
Please do.
Okay,
That was
I
very
think I
game
have
show of you.
like +7 on sleight of hand or stupid like that. So
You do. Yeah.
19 plus not a number.
Oh, is it not numbering you? So it's 19.
Yeah,
so
it's
it's a
7.
26.
Yeah.
So yeah. So most normal people would have sort of like gone round the front of these crates and gone in. You sneak around the side like this and sort of see if you can see the bag, which you can. You sort of reach over, rummage around. There's a few things in there, but only one of them feels like a sheet of paper. You grab the receipt and you have it now.
Woo.
Nice.
Joey, it's your turn.
Can I just say that, talking to NPCs, we're a hot mess, but like apparently fighting, we rule.
And you're kind of doing it like actual people would in these actual people in this situation, in heavy air quotes, but like most
Throw a pickle at a guy.
most
We're not
most
we are not the ones immediately pulling out weapons and cleaving people in half.
well, no, exactly. Like most D&D parties would have just been like, right, cool, time to just gut some guys in public.
It was tempting, but it's funnier to just kick this guy in the balls. So
So here we are.
Joey's
Okay.
gonna pull the hood off of this guy.
Yep.
And-
Okay. So again, generally fair, relatively young human male with sort of like mid-length black hair. He's just kind of there, being choked. His face has gone a bit red.
She's gonna say, "You want me to loosen up the hold? You tell me who you are and what's in the box."
Roll an intimidation, please.
Oh, I've never.
Yay!
Please let this go well, because it hasn't gone well every other time. I'm begging you, gods. 11.
It's fine. It's above 10. It's double figures.
Yeah.
He sort of like looks up at you, and there's a slight. You can't really tell if it's fear or just an acceptance that he's probably lost this. But he kind of just like looks round to you, and he just sort of and sort of spits to the side, and sort of just like you can feel him tense up. What are you gonna
Joey
do?
spits back.
I'll say that's a free action. You spit on him. He doesn't really respond. He
So I
didn't say
still have
anything.
an action, right?
You do still have an action. And how would you like to use this action?
I guess I'm just gonna repeat myself, and again, like, this is your last chance.
His mouth is tightly held shut.
Okay.
He's trembling a
So
little bit. You
then-
can feel it.
Do we have somewhere on the ship that we could put him?
You have so in the ship you have the free rooms or rooms that would work for this. You have the cargo bay, you have the engineering room, you have the general breakout mess room, and then you have the third room that's just empty and the door has been shut. If you remember.
Do we have anything that we could like tie him up with near us, or?
So
I
as
have rope.
adventurers, you would have adventurers kits and stuff like that. And pretty much every single kit you can take has 50 feet of hempen rope in it. I would say that you guys have those on you, or at least have one with you. I will say that you have rope on you if you want.
Okay, yeah, I'll say, all right, fine, that's your choice. And then, while keeping like one hand, she's gonna go for rope and try to tie his hands up.
Okay, so you grab some rope from your travel bag, and sort of start tying him up. Hertha, you sort of like start to get up and
Take again.
okay, you just poof, kick him and like.
There will be no quarter orc children.
He like steadies himself against the floor, starts to reach for his mace.
I do like a drop, like I swing myself and then I drop on top of him, slamming him back into the ground, like do like a wrestler's move.
Okay, yeah, elbows,
Yeah.
into the floor.
Poof, right, and I try to break his back if that's possible.
Roll roll an acrobatics check, please.
Oh shit, boy, I'm fucked.
Why'd you go all gangster on us?
14 plus
Ooh.
4, that's an 18.
Oh.
So he sees you try to do this as he's reaching for his mace. He stops that, yanks his hand back, and tries to roll out the way. But like it's the thought process didn't quite move through his head fast enough, and you just elbow him straight in the stomach. Roll a d4 unarmed damage. As your elbow
Oh,
just
shit, I'm gonna
sinks
roll this
into this fleshy stomach.
Okay, so strength, D4.
It sinks into this guy's 4,
8
fantastic.
damage.
8 again. Sinks into the fleshy stomach of this orc, who is just just doubled over in pain
And then you
again.
say, "Don't move, weakling."
And grasps around the hilt of his mace. He stands up, swings it round. Or he goes to stand up and swings it round. Does a it's 15 break AC.
That's my
Hertha.
AC, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Meet
and
it
I'm
to
not
beat it.
using my shield. So.
Yeah, meet it to beat it. So you're just there's like, don't move, weakling, and he just like grabs his mace, swings it around, and just catches you in the side of the knee. You take 4 points of damage.
I take 2 points because I'm raging.
You take 2
so
points because you're raging. You are
He
correct.
just fucking smacks me, and I'm just kind of like, run, you fucking dare!
For those unaware with 5th edition barbarian mechanics, Mir is in or Hertha is in a rage state, which is something that barbarians can do, and she takes half damage and can do some other things. But she takes half damage because of a class feature.
I take half of normal weapon damage, like slashing and piercing.
Yes.
But if something is magical, I take full damage.
Yes.
I just realized
I can't
that,
rage away magic, sadly.
Ren had to throw her pickle, but Hertha got revenge on a different kind of pickle for you.
Hey.
I was
Also
like, oh,
potentially
cool.
green based on the drawing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool. One of them's talking. I can take a drink. No. It's your your wisdom, I believe. 14. Wren, yours is... I think it's 10 plus your wisdom, basically.
Wisdom's 1, so...
Okay, so 11. And then Joey would be...
12.
12. Okay, cool.
EJ says you can't anger away magic.
You can't. I wish you could, though. God damn.
Anger away magic. Okay. Also, I love Welcome to the Gub Bub. That's Pokemon. Okay. Yep, that's cool. It is the hooded guy's turn. He's going to try and escape. Joey, roll a grapple again, I guess. How dare you
really
bait the
little
shark
sword,
at my
isn't he?
table?
10.
Yep. Oh, okay. So you're
He
just
is
kind
tied
of...
up.
Oh, he is tied up. Roll at disadvantage. Yeah, okay. So he's being tied up, and you just kind of notice the orc being tackled by Hertha. And in a moment of perceived... in a moment where he feels that you're not quite paying that much attention, he kind of wrenches free. You did manage to tie his hands up, but he starts moving, hands tied behind his back, sort of over here, this way.
I get an attack to opportunity, I think, if he moves
You
over.
do get, in fact, yeah, and Ren would get an opportunity attack as well. So Ren,
Double tackle.
Hertha, roll an attack.
Okay, strength attack, d20. Did it roll?
It did not.
No.
It did not.
Strength
attack, d20. Just gotta wait for it. There we go.
Yeah, that's good.
There we go.
14 plus 4.
Okay, cool. That breaks his
15.
AC.
Hell yeah.
No, how are you trying to break his legs?
Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, wait, so I'm lying on this dude. I see this guy running by and I just kind of smack out, I grab his legs and I just fucking flip him like a cartoon, just like a fucking double loop or something, and then he smashes his face into the ground.
Yeah, okay, so you reach up, you grab him, and you just sort of, let's say, grab his ankles, and he just falls flat into the floor. He takes, I'm going to say, 3 points of damage from the fall as his face just plows into the floor.
Yeah, that had to hurt.
Yeah, break his legs.
Ren, you
broke
also
his
get an
nose.
attack of opportunity, so if you wish to attack him, you can.
Smash
So
him in the head.
tiny. If I sat on him, he'd be able to just get up.
Yeah, you don't weigh that much. He could probably
I
do
still
reps
don't-
with you.
Knock him out.
Knock him out.
How
Use the wrench.
if I tried to with the intention of knocking him out, the danger of just giving him a concussion forever, or giving him brain damage. How does that work
I
here?
Hey,
castrated
that
this guy.
doesn't always kill you. I'm living proof.
Okay.
If you want to knock him out, then I will allow you to. So the way knocking people
sorry.
The way knocking people unconscious works is usually you have to reduce them to 0 hit points and then specify that it's non-lethal damage.
Okay.
So he's just taken a face full of concrete. He's eaten the curb hard. But this is the first damage he's taken in this entire combat scenario. So the chances of you knocking him out straight away are quite slim.
How long does tying somebody up take?
I'd say I'd say this opportunity attack and your bonus action on your next turn, you could tie him up easily. which, considering your turn is next, is basically no time
okay.
at all. So
Okay, well, I'm gonna rush over and just tie his legs.
Tie his legs.
yeah,
together.
that's
tie
cool.
his legs
Okay,
together.
you do that. EJ says you can specify non-lethal damage, I think. Yes, that's true, but you're still not knocking them out until they are unconscious at 0 hit points.
Read the message before that. That's even better.
EJ Monkey, Wren trying to tackle someone will be like a flea kicking a battleship.
Poor Wren.
Fantastic. Yeah, okay, so you jump on him and you start to tie his legs together as Hertha just sort of like holds him down for you. Okay, Wren, it's your turn. Your bonus action, just tying the rest of them up. You do still have an action and your full movement if you would like to use it.
I'm gonna look at him a little bit. Does he have a bag on? Just his cloak. Can I see
It's
any?
just his cloak. Yeah, it's kind of like a shawl. That is it's got a button that's sort of it's like a brass button that sits over the left and right, Alex. That sits over the right sort of like breast area, I guess, and it kind of opens from there. You get the impression from the fact that he pulled something out of it earlier that it has pockets and such.
Okay, I'm just gonna say to him, I've got the receipt for your package. We've pretty much knocked out the guy who tried to steal it. We just want to get this job completed and go on our merry way. Does that work for you? You attacked us first.
He sits there and he's just like, and he just goes, left pocket. I've got the banknote in the cloak. Left pocket.
So we're gonna get double the money.
Woo!
But I'm not saying that. I'm just aware.
He just sort of
of the
sits
fact
there
we have
grumbling.
double. Yeah. Okay. Do I still have an action to take the?
Oh, yeah,
money,
yeah,
or
you
what?
can take that. That'll
Okay.
be your action, but I'm not going to let you roll anything. This guy's incapacitated and willingly giving it to you.
Yeah, that's fine. I will. I'll take the note out of his pocket then, and
Yep, cool. You have 2 banknotes.
No,
5,000 gold each,
no,
both
no.
totaling
Joey
10.
has one of them. I have the receipt and 5,000.
You, the party, have 2
Oh, sorry.
banknotes, titling.
Hollaback Girl starts playing over the speaker.
So,
Okay.
In the
Whilst-
rhythm of Hertha just beating this orc, there's just a holler back.
whilst this has been less than smooth, you guys have in the last 3 days made 15,000 gold.
I'm gonna wave the receipt for the box sort of in the direction of the orc, try and catch his eye with it, and sort of go, look, this is yours. We can just forget this ever happened and go about our business.
As you do this, you hear the sound of a hand crank siren just blare out over the immediate area. You hear the sounds. You guys look over the wall to the south of you, and you on the map, and you can see a police airship is just gliding into the harbour.
Shit.
As you guys hear this alarm, you can just hear the sounds of someone who is amplifying their voice with magic, saying, "Stay where you are. Do not move. This is the police. Stay where you are. Do not move." And that just kind of repeats over and over again. The orc immediately just like starts to scramble. Starts to scramble
Hertha's
backwards.
still on top of him. Hertha's still on top of him.
Hertha just sits on top of him. Roll grapple.
I thought Hertha was on top of the
Yeah, I thought
Guy.
Hertha was on top of the other guy.
who was
No,
trying
she's
to tie us.
holding him, but
She was
like
holding
she's
him
on
down
top
while
of the
Wren
orc
was,
and holding the legs of the other one.
Oh, she's just like stretched across both of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because the guy that Wren tied up is now fully incapacitated. I think she meant she kind of just like leaps back onto the orc because she's within arm's reach of both of them. This is
Okay,
something
so
she could
just
easily
roll
do.
acrobatics or athletics?
Yes, actually, yes, very much acrobatics.
Yeah, okay.
You spent most of the
D20.
time for this maneuver in the air, so
Oh no, it's a natural one!
it's a natural one. This guy sort of rolls backwards just like a backwards somersault, and sort of like stumbles to his feet, brings his cloak round. As you see his mace swing round, it sort of shimmers as it turns back into a cane. He pulls his hood up and immediately just books it down the road. Hertha, on the other hand...
Does he go past Joey?
Hertha, on the other hand, just body slams the pavement. He does go past you, Joey, but he is about 10 feet away, which is not within attack of opportunity range.
Yeah, he's out of reach.
Even if I reached out like with the sword?
Yes, no, it's
A sword
melee
doesn't
range
have
is 5
reach.
feet. So
Okay.
if he was in this square, yes, but he's in this one.
Okay.
Yeah. And I lost my attack of opportunity with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, he starts to immediately book it this way. The guy who's tied cannot move. He's trying to roll, but it is not effective, or nor does it look good. He's just kind of rolling away. Wren, you kind of managed to wrestle him steady. You kind of grab the rope around his ankles. Yeah, the police are here. What would you like to do?
Joey's gonna drop the sword and immediately put her hands up and be like, "The culprits are right here, sir. They're knocked out and tied up."
Okay, so Joey immediately surrenders. What's everyone else doing?
Oh God.
Okay.
This is not good.
I'm just gonna tell you guys, Hertha really wants to fucking book it, but she's just gonna stay. She's just gonna sit on the ground and start moping.
So Hertha sits down, starts moping. Wren, you look around. Joey has surrendered. Hertha is crying. What do you do?
I am going to put the receipt for the crate, for the box, back in the guy whose legs are just tied's pocket, because we don't know what's in the box, and we do not want the police catching us with the receipt for
As
it.
little implication as possible.
Exactly.
So I really like the
Yeah,
idea
yeah.
that it was with accompanied by a slide whistle. You bring the thing out, it's like whoo, and it's like, this is the police, and you just go, ooh, put it back in. Ooh. But yes, you do
I'm
that.
keeping the 5,000. I'm putting the receipt for the box in.
You put the so you're completing the transaction and then planting evidence.
Exactly.
It's not really planting evidence, but at the same time, it functionally is. You're putting the condemning part of this transaction on this guy that you guys have tied up.
Yep.
Okay. Police officers start to move in from the staircases and surround you. Most of them are holding riot shields. One of them, two of them are holding lever action rifles. But there's only 2 armed police officers here. The rest of them, there's 7, are just holding shields. A few of them just start to move in. They will basically be attempting to arrest you properly.
They
so
have dogs!
handcuffs and everything.
Police have dogs! Sorry.
Sorry.
The police will be
dogs are
moving in
antsy
and
today.
attempting to arrest you. I'm assuming none of you resist.
I really
Joey's
want to, but I'm
Joey's
not gonna.
Joey's gonna back up and be like, "We didn't do anything. We didn't do anything. They're right there."
The police officer next to you says, you are under arrest for starting fights, disturbing the peace.
We didn't start the fight.
We'll be questioning you at the police station. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. They read you your rights, and they start to lead you down the stairs towards this airship. This is the same for everyone else, unless they would like to do anything specific.
Does Wren know anything about how corrupt or sensible the police are in this area?
So the police on Marsden Tether are generally seen as a okay. Let's describe the police force as a bit meh.
Okay.
They will generally do their job. Most beat cops are generally they range from apathetic to actual decent people. There is a known issue, certainly in the more rough areas of Marsden Tether, that police officers can quite easily be bribed sometimes. But that's pretty much all you would know. If you would like to roll a history check, I can give you a better idea of what Shale police is more like, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see what Wren knows about the police in Shale.
It didn't update, but I rolled a 9.
You rolled a 9.
Because I can see.
Yeah, you and Wren can only assume that this is the same here. She doesn't know, but
Okay,
she is
fair
being
enough.
arrested. So again, they read you both your rights.
I'm gonna say it's fine.
Okay, cool. So you are arrested and you are taken down the stairs with Joey. Hertha, 2 police officers approach you, one with a shield, one with handcuffs, and they start
Wait,
to...
they try to handcuff me?
Yes.
I'm probably covered in blood, so that's reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Your hands are quite bloody.
Yeah, like all the others are like kind of like, okay, we just had a tussle. I'm
have
covered
some-
in blood.
You have some on your face. You've come out of rage now, I assume. So you're...
Yeah, I'm moping, so definitely.
Yeah, so you can't quite tell if the blood that you can feel sort of like dripping around your nose is yours or whatever. You're just kind of sat there. Do you resist the
It's just
arrest or
like-
do you just let them take it?
There's just blood on my face, and there's tear streaks going through the blood because I'm just crying. I'm just being so mopey right now.
It's like, it's like a mid-90s
I
alt rock
wanted
album.
to kill him.
I wanted to break his legs. Okay, does she resist? No.
Yeah, I'm going to say Hertha probably doesn't want to. Mere playing Hertha definitely seems to want to, but here we are.
I really want to. No, Hertha wants to, but she knows it's a really bad idea. Hertha does not want to go.
Yeah, there are 6 police officers with shields and 2 with rifles. Yeah, you don't want to... So yeah, you were all...
No, she would. She's just kind of like, well, my friends are going, so I'm just going to go too.
Group trip! So
Yay!
you guys are all taken down towards the airship. This guy is taken with you.
What about the guy in the barrels?
That's a great question, man.
Do they just leave him there?
It's a great question.
They're like, okay, there's a passed out guy in the barrels over there. Just leave it be.
You don't know
And
if
his
they've just
tiny
left him
dragon.
there because
I
they
just start
haven't...
saying, there's a blooded guy in the barrels. He's probably dead. I can't tell.
You don't
Hertha
get
just
any
starts-
response from the
She
police.
just
They
starts
are...
ranting.
These guys are wearing full face riot gear. You can't see any facial expressions. You get no response. You can't see if they're. You can't see any such man matching that description being dragged anywhere. In fact, I will allow you to roll a perception check if you would like. If you want to actually look and see if you can find him, it will be at disadvantage though because you are being dragged away by police down some stairs.
Fuck! Okay, so first one is a 5 plus 4.
That's 9. Okay. And the
9,
second
and
roll.
I will do it again, just to see it to get a natural 20. Just like I want to kill myself.
Just on the off chance.
No, it's just a 9.
No.
Okay, so it's a 9.
Just on the off chance that anybody watching or listening isn't familiar with what is going on here, advantage is roll 2d20s and take the highest. Disadvantage is roll 2d20s and take the lowest. For situations such as this, where you are being dragged away by the police, and it's really difficult to accurately look for people. Yeah, you can't see any such person. And the orc got away as well, it seems, because you can't. A few have sort of like branched off. And seem to have given chase, but he is currently not with you. You guys are taken down the stairs. You approach a big sort of shale police airship. It's a Zeppelin style airship, so it's got a balloon, which is like a navy blue. And it has police in white letters sort of printed on the side of it. It's sort of like flaking off in places. You can tell that these ships are quite old. Wren especially, you would notice that this is quite an old model of ship. You can tell that the police force have probably had this for quite a few years.
I'd be taking a good look at the ship as we approach, definitely.
Yes. It's an older model of ship. Most of you would know that the Zeppelin model of airship has kind of fallen out of style, as it were, since sort of better ways of doing airship travel have come up. But this is a large Zeppelin. This probably has an office on it and stuff like that. You are dragged in. As you guys are dragged into the airship, you see more police officers around sort of like just a navigator's table, and there is a helm. You are taken through a thick steel door and to a sort of area where there are individual cells. You are put into these rooms. The doors shut. You feel a low sort of rumble as the airship judders into life, and you feel rather like when you're in an elevator and it moves. You feel that kind of whoop kind of thing as the airship takes off, and that, my friends,
No!
is where we end this week's session.
That barn
so
is
yes,
still in the gnome's warehouse.
The box is still there! We didn't even pick it up!
so
And
how
we
do
don't
you guys
have the
think that
receipt
went?
to go get it either.
We do!
I threw
No,
a
he
pickle
put
and
it back.
blinded a guy.
Oh,
I think
shit.
it went well.
We did.
So yeah, thank you everyone at home for watching. It's been a pleasure having you join us for this.
Whatever this is.
Whatever that was. The next session with our lovable idiots will be on the 9th of September, I believe, 2 weeks from now at the same time, which will be 7 p.m. BST. Unless the clocks go back before then, I don't actually know. But it'll be the same time. We'll tweet things out. Follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handles are in the description. And also
in the intervening week, you should see a recap, a highlight of this stream as well.
yes, at some point in the week, and then of course next week we will hopefully have an animated or sort of quasi-animated recap in the same vein as we did at the start of this. Once again, thank you, Mir, for turning that
Thanks,
around.
Mia.
That was Jesus. We will also be notifying in the Tangent Discord. You can join that in the description as well. And also we will just be around in the Tangent About Dragons channel, just chatting about things that happened in the stream. So if you have very, very defined ideas about what could have been done better, believe me, I have a few. Then join us there and we can berate the players together. But yes, that's that. Unless anyone else has anything to say, that's where this stream ends. So thank you for joining us, and yeah, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye bye.